fam. So we've been tuning in. It's been another week after a week after another week, and we have some things to discuss. So stay tuned. And I'm officially checking in over here at Moments with Us. You all check in. Let us know where you're watching from and how you are doing. Of course, I'm checking in from Northern New Jersey. To this Dollar Tree over in Maplewood. Stable is also A+.
These past few years showed me.
Hey family, welcome back to another video. Today is Saturday. Happy Saturday. Welcome along to our news, comments, and reports. We're going to go ahead and jump right into today's video and see what is going on. This is Shauna, and I'm officially checking in over here at Moments with Us. You all check in. Let us know where you're watching from and how you are doing. Of course, I'm checking in from Northern New Jersey. All right, y'all. So I see some of the tariffs actually were put in place. Man, we definitely have some things to look forward. Just yesterday, I know over in Thailand, they did have a major earthquake as well. I believe it was like a 7.7 magnitude earthquake over there. Whew, y'all. And then so many people are coming out, of course, about Trump over and over and over again. I feel like this man got so many lawsuits, filed against him. But the type of person he is, he don't let stuff like that get to him. So Hillary Clinton, she did come through and she blasted Trump over a signal text mess. So she's saying stupidity and he is a total hypocrite. That's basically what Hillary is saying. Y'all gotta let me know how y'all feel about that. And one question, this is a serious question. For those of you who do vote and you did vote for Trump, are y'all feeling still the same how it was before y'all pressed that vote and when y'all pressed that vote? Let us be honest. Be honest. Are you feeling still the same before he sat back in the chair? Let us know in the comments down below. So Hillary Clinton, she went on and started talking about Donald Trump and his administration for their handling of the leak of the U.S. military attack. Y'all don't know that we already under attack. Whether it's from the inside, the outside, we're under attack already, believe it or not. So they said the leak of the U.S. military attack plans to the Atlantic editor Jeffrey Goldberg, who was accidentally added to a single app text thread with other top officials. How he accidentally just added? Like, stuff like that really needs to be double, triple checked. You just accidentally added. They're saying it's not really the hypocrisy that bothers them. It's the stupidity. That's what Hillary is saying, not they. So Hillary wrote in the New York Times days after Goldberg revealed he had seen plans to attack targets in Yemen on the thread. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, right? And National Security Advisor Mike, who were on the single thread, previously criticized for her use of a private email server as a Secretary of State. Whatever happened, there should have been no reason that someone should have been in that thread that should not have been in that thread. Regardless. Like, who are these people hiring? Who was setting up these things? Like I said, this stuff should be triple checked, correct? All names need to be gone over. All phone numbers need to be gone over. Everything down to the T when it comes down to stuff like this. Y'all think it's for real, though? Y'all think some stuff really been leaked? Like I said, even if it's not, Hillary is saying that's dangerous, and it's just dumb. But we knew that already. So yeah, so some issues and some plans that Trump have planning a war and all, definitely been leaked. It's talked about, it's here, and Hillary Clinton said, "You got to be kidding me." Y'all, I just want to know how y'all feel, for those of you who did vote for Trump at least. How y'all feel? Man, my glasses, man, I just can't keep I was just going up and down in my basement, y'all. It's just a hot mess. But yeah, y'all gotta let me know how y'all feel about, this. There's so many plans already put in place. And when you're like a realist and you look into the reality of things versus what could be, you already know. And a lot of people who do prepare and stay prepared, they already know the possibility of X, Y, and Z happening. And this is why they don't back down. They don't back down. They're going to keep doing what they do because they know that it's a possibility for things to turn out for the worse versus the better. And it is what it is. We're going to go ahead and leave that alone. Mr. Trump, what is going on? Let's go ahead and see what is going on with these tariffs, because not that tariffs are a bad thing, because that's what people saying. Tariffs are not so bad. Who are you talking to? Tariffs not so bad. Tariffs are not so bad if you can still afford everything that you need. It'll push products in the U.S., to be made in the U.S., yes. But at the end of the day, for items to be made in the U.S., it's going to cost more. So let's see what's going on with these tariffs. I did hear something about Canada. I think Canada, they still, they standing strong. And you know what? They for their people. They going to make sure that their people are good regardless. And they don't like what's going on. So when it comes down to Canada, I feel like the United States is like the only daggone country where everybody is like turned against each other. For real. You have a select few groups of people. Yeah, but y'all. All right. So let's go ahead and look at these tariffs. I want to look specifically at the Canada, the tariffs for Canada first. Because I know I was listening in and I heard somebody say that they was not going to back down. They still feel as if it's wrong. And to put that 25% tariff in place, it will really hurt the U.S. It will hurt them too, but it's really going to hurt the U.S. Really, it will. So, I'm sorry for knocking y'all a little bit. What's this? These ads are really all over the place now. All right, so one thing that we do have to worry about is auto tariffs. So the price of, if you're looking for auto parts, if you're looking for the cars, and it's coming specifically from Canada, we would expect to see that the prices jump. We're going to see that. So Trump did speak with Canada's new PM, Mark Carney, ahead of the 25% tariffs Governor Trump he applied. So President Trump, he spoke Friday with Canada's new prime minister as the U.S. prepares to slap a 25%. You sound like a little bit, but it's really not. A 25% tariff on all, it's not some, on all Canadian imports. Whew, my. My heart be racing talking about some of this stuff. They came through and said, I just finished speaking with Prime Minister Mark Carney of Canada. Trump wrote this in Truth Social. It was an extremely productive call, he said. We agree on many things, and we will be meeting immediately after Canada's upcoming election to work on elements of politics, business, and all other factors that will end up being great for both the United States of America and Canada. This is what he's saying now, right? Thank you for your attention to this matter. All right. So Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney's government is bracing for new whooping tariff on exports to the U.S. Carney's office issued a less formal statement saying that the PM informed Trump that his government will implement, tariffs to protest Canadian workers and our economy following the announcement of additional U.S. trade actions on April 2nd. So tariffs definitely would be put in place. So Trump recently announced a new 25% tariff of Canadian, Chinese, and Mexican imports. And y'all know those are the top three, countries where we rely on those imports here in the U.S. Come on. But they're saying that it was recently delayed in the most Canadian and Mexican imports until April 2nd. So that's April 2nd. So I see that it is, being delayed. But I believe that tariffs will be put in place. And other countries are not going to back down. It is what it is. Because they feel like they're being bullied by the U.S., specifically by Trump, Because some of us just want to meet in the middle, while a lot of people just want to take. So Trump's second-term tariff threats against U.S. neighbors were premised initially because of fentanyl smuggling and illegal immigration. That's what he's saying. But he has since more broadly cited U.S. trade imbalances with both nations and said the steep fees would return industries to the states. We'll see. But once some steep fees, are put into place and they do return industries into the state, we still got to worry about high prices. Regardless, we still have to worry about high prices because that's more companies that possibly have to open up, and that's more workers that have to be hired. And that's more money that is going to cost businesses, and more money that is going to cost businesses. Guess what? It falls down to the consumers who do need these products. So we would be paying more regardless. And I honestly do not see a way out of it, whether or not he put the tariffs in place or, if they meet in the middle, I think we'll be good. And prices could possibly come down. But they know that. They know what they have to do in order to really see inflation slow. And they can't say, oh, well, inflation have slowed. It did slow. Inflation did not slow. Because though the price of the eggs dropped by a few dollars, they are still high. And look how fast it climbed. And it's going to come down like this and then stay right here in the middle, because we'll never see them older prices back then. Like we saw back then. We'll never see that again. And that's something to really think about. Okay? You got to think about the stores like the Dollar General, they're shutting down locations. Dollar Tree shutting down locations. Stores like Family Dollar shutting down locations. These are stores that poor people rely on. Lower income people rely on. So middle class is basically, they're trying to wipe out middle class, get rid of the poor, and make the world just for the wealthy. Make it make some type of sense. But you know what? Go ahead and put them tariffs in place and we all gonna see. And if you think we ain't, trust me. If you're comfortable now, let them tariffs be in place. Everybody gonna be back, if they're not, depleting their savings, trying to keep up. All right, y'all. But at the end of the day, they do all this talk. Trump did say it was a productive call over with with Canada. They did have a productive call on Friday. But we're going to see what happens, after April 2nd. We're going to leave it to God. I know you want to go off, but we're going to leave it to God. Stop. They say goodbye to Zelle as you know it. You will no longer be able to send money as you wish. They do have some upcoming new restrictions. So if you do use Zelle, they have some restrictions coming up. Dollar Tree plans to close 370 Family Dollar stores. And I thought that they was going to be opening up some more. We knew that they was closing X amount of stores anyway. But I thought I could have sworn that they were going to go ahead and open up some more. So say goodbye to Zelle. Let's see if we can get I use Zelle. They do have some restrictions. So I do want to know what those restrictions are. They are limiting how much you can transfer now. So depending on the bank linked to your account, the sending limit may vary. In the case of Bank of America and Wells Fargo. Bank of America been shuttering banks left to right. So Bank of America and Wells Fargo daily limits and... No, it's just Bank of America and Wells Fargo, y'all. So Bank of America and Wells Fargo daily limits are set at $3,500. Who's sending $3,500 a day anyway? And monthly limits set at $20,000. God, these people got money that's doing that. That got to be for businesses. Because average people like you and I ain't sending that much money. And if you is, what you doing? Let me know. So those who rely on this platform to receive larger amounts of money monthly will need to look for another alternative. And this is when certain fees are going to be put in place. But they're not the only ones offering limits. BMO Harris limits instant transfers to $750 and $1,000 transfers if it's instant, with a $5,000 monthly cap. Capital One set the limit at $3,000. Chase applies limits based on account type, with daily limits ranging from $500 to $10,000. Citibank state users can send up to $2,500 daily and $15,000 monthly. Discover, for example, allows $600 daily, and First Bank between $1,000 and $3,000 monthly. So $3,500 monthly, actually. So yeah, they're saying limits can be increased if you need it to be, but there still will be some restrictions. So more control over your money will be put in place. You do not have full control and full access to your money. Why are they limiting how much money can be sent? They always had like certain limits, that you could send within a day. But typically, like with me, for instance, I can call a bank. Let's say if I did need that limit increased, they'll go ahead and do it right then and there. But restrictions are now put in place. I'm trying to see if they actually stated why this is happening. Why is it making headlines? They ain't say why exactly. They ain't say why. Maybe they're going to say because of fraud and a lot of scams and stuff happening. Most likely that'll be the answer, because that's like the answer for everything anyway, right? But I noticed when platforms like the bigger platforms like Zelle and stuff, they do things like this, people try to find those alternatives. And then when you try to go to those alternatives, they got sky high fees now, because they know that you done maxed out and you can no longer use that Zelle account, for instance. So now you got to look at fees on top of fees on top of fees. And then when we talk about cash, some businesses are not even accepting cash anymore. So it's like that control on your money is literally there. It's there. The bottle cap is up there. They have the control on the money regardless. So I just see like there's really no way around that at this point. I mean, especially if they put those restrictions in place everywhere. It's like, what you gonna do? Then they have NATO without America. Some issues going on with the NATO. Y'all. And then the recalls are just bad. Like, recalls just still all over the place. I'm not going to even say up and down. It's just up and up at this point with these recalls. Ridiculous. And one thing that I haven't heard about lately that's been hitting the headlines is the bird flu. So let's go ahead and, check that out real quick, just because we did see the price of, let's say the eggs did come down a little bit. Is the bird flu still a thing? Bird flu reinfections at U.S. poultry farm highlight need for vaccine. So yeah, it's still lingering. The CDC urged to release bird flu data critical to combating the outbreak. Y'all know they be hiding that data, Man, cat food with positive bird flu test recalled in New Mexico. That's another thing. I feel like, bird flu could break the economy. High egg prices are just the beginning. I feel like when it comes down to the bird flu, not only we do have to worry about the high prices of eggs, people going crazy because they still can't afford them eggs. And then when we look at the meat, when we look at the chicken, for instance, the price of chicken is just ridiculous as well. But a lot of eggs, they just sit there on the shelves, right? Is that the reason why the price came down a little bit? So no, Trump, he did say, we're going to take care of them egg prices. But it didn't drop to the point that the average family with the average budget can really afford that big old case of eggs. It's either you're going to cut some out, slow down on them, or basically just lose them at this point. How y'all feel though about the price of eggs? Do y'all feel as if, oh, well, it came down, so I'm not gonna complain, or y'all feel as if, oh, well, it's still too darn high? Y'all gotta see where y'all at. Pick your brains for a little bit. What y'all feel about them egg prices, y'all? All right, and besides that, we did mention the Dollar Tree plans to close 370 Family Dollar stores. All right, so Dollar Tree, which acquired Family Dollar back in 2015, which most of us know already. They're saying that they closing these stores because online shopping did take over. This is basically, I'm summing it up, y'all. They're saying that they do not need all of these stores because people can go online and shop. Simple as that. I'm not going to jump fully into the article. They did not release all of those location shoppers. Dollar Tree CEO on higher income shoppers. Everybody is hurting. Even though Dollar Tree, just like Walmart, is still trying to attract those higher income earners so it can help build their numbers back up. So we see the items going up to that $1.75. We see the items going up to $1.50. We see the shelves with items that's even $2 and change. So it's not that traditional dollar store anymore, not even that traditional $1.25 store anymore. Dollar Tree is basically a Family Dollar now. It's not a Dollar Tree anymore. Truly, it's not a Dollar Tree anymore because they have items on the shelves that's mixed in with regular items that's supposed to be $1.25. So we really don't have any real Dollar Trees anymore. Yes, the name and the brand is still the same, but when you go inside, it's not the $1.25 tree. It's not the Dollar Tree. You know, and these are things that we really have to prepare for. And if you have not been stocking up, you know, you have not got your seeds. You have not got your basic items that you feel as if can hold you just in case you do hit some financial struggles. Because when you're stocking up and you're preparing, you're not preparing for the end of the world. Because if it's the end of the world, it's the end of the world. You know, if you get sick, somebody lose their job temporarily, you hurt for a while. You can depend on that little stockpile. Maybe you got enough money saved up just for your mortgage or your rent or your car note or whatever. At least these will be some items that you don't have to worry about. You might not have the fanciest meals and stuff like that, but you know that you and your family would be fed. You know that you'll have, your body, even if it's not body wash, you will have a way to stay clean, right? You will have your medications on hand if needed. Your first aid kit, health and beauty, if that's a thing that you're into, everything that you use on a daily basis and it's something that's important to you and your family, it's necessary, then those are items that you should definitely be stocking up on if you can, especially if you see it on sale and you have the extra funds. Why not? Stores would continue to close down, especially if we can't afford it and they really are trying to just attract those higher income earners. I said what I said. I'm going to go ahead and share some pictures with y'all, though. Let me tell y'all, though I never did a video in these stores, and if I did, it was more than likely on my family channel, which I slept on and been lacking on and have not uploaded on. But I really need to get back to it. Anyway, I like to shop at stores like Burlington. I like to go to Home Goods sometimes, Marshall, stores like that for like the kids. And I get some things that's a little cheaper than, the average, store. So let me tell you guys, family, we swiping. They got lock boxes in Burlington. Lock boxes at Burlington. Man, we cannot avoid the lock boxes. I guess it's just in my neck of the woods. Where people just be, I guess, stealing everything. They got to put things in lock boxes. But you know what? It is what it is. I was just shocked. I said, no, they don't. Got some lip oil that's $6.99 most likely. Perfume, $6.99 in lock boxes. But if you do go like to Burlington and stuff, they do have like spices and they sell like the pots and pans and stuff. I didn't take pictures of that, but I'm just giving you guys an idea of, certain things they have. But it shocked me to see this little thing of daggone, what is this? A facial serum in a daggone lockbox. Come on. Telling y'all these stories are going to be nothing but a vending. Go to the store, C9. Go ahead and let me get them daggone eggs. So it's going to be a vending machine. That's it. They got the auto vending. You go ahead and get a car. What's the name of that place, y'all? Where you could go get a car. It's like a vending machine and shoot you out a car. Man, the price of cars are going to be ridiculous if this stuff go in place, though. But lock boxes everywhere. There were so much other pictures that I did want to share with you guys, but we're going to save it for another video because I do see the time is steady ticking. And it's Saturday and the temperatures are nice and we're not going to sit here all day. Yeah, I mean, you can. I mean, I would love to have you sitting here all day listening to my videos. It definitely help, it definitely help us. Sorry, guys, I have not been uploading like that. Yeah, I just been doing what I have to do here. And, that's pretty much it. Between the kids, we are getting ready for summer. Believe it or not, we are already getting ready for summer. One of the kids are going into high school. We're praying that he get into this great high school and they don't dismantle the board of goddamn education. Because they're trying to. And it's a problem. And I do have that letter. I did promise you guys I was going to read a letter. But we're going to do it on a separate video. Because it's, man, oh man. It's one of the kids' school is just like, we're going to let y'all know that we're going to be all right. But are they really? So yeah, the talks about dismantling the Board of Education is ridiculous. Leave the kids alone. Messing around with the funding for the, the lunch, the food in general for the kids. Like, come on. What the kids got to do? The kids got to eat. Leave the kids alone. And it sucks because sometimes, I'm just going off today, sometimes when it comes down to children, that's the only time that they eat, believe it or not. They only meal will come from school. It would only come from school. Darn kids alone. But it is what it is. Y'all, if y'all enjoyed today's video and you are new here, all you have to do is subscribe to become part of the family. Don't be afraid to voice your opinion in the comments down below because that's what it's there for. Like I said, temp's going to be nice. Many kids going to be outside, probably the park because it is free. I do have like this little membership going for Chuck E. Cheese though. We're going to see if we're going to go there or not. we going to see. And it's real cheap. Yeah, you know what? That's pretty much it. Like I said, if you're new, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends and family. It's free and it definitely helps us out. We are on a roll trying to get to 10K. We will get there with your help and your support. Until next time, y'all, enjoy the rest of your week. And thank you all for tuning in. You didn't have to be here. You could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be here. This is Shauna, and I'm officially checking out from Moments with Us. Make sure you all stay prepped, stay blessed, stay safe, and most of all, remain beautiful queens and kings. Until next time, love you all and God bless. Peace out.